Welcome back to the Lima Locos Postgame Show, brought to you by Hot Take Sports, where the Lima Locos defeated the Grand Lake Mariners by a score of 6-4.
Brady, tell us the scoring breakdown of the game.
So, scoring breakdown of tonight's game, Garrett Howe opened up the Locos offense with an RBI double in the first inning. Then, in the second, Trent Belli had an RBI double scoring Joe Salvo. Then Trevor Ryder followed with an RBI single of his own. To round out the second inning, that would put the Locos up at 3. That would tie the game at that point. However, the Mariners would then score another run in the top of the third to make it 4-3. The game would remain at 4-3 until in the sixth, when Trent Belli reached on an error, bringing home Drew Vogel, and that would tie the game back up. Then the main man himself, Trent Belli, came through with after the game tying reached on error, the go-ahead single to right in the bottom of the 8th, putting the Locos up 5-4. Seth Tucker would then score Daryl Buggs on a ground out to finish up with the scoring for the Lima Locos in tonight's game. So final score 6-4. Great night for the Locos.
And because of his outstanding performance at the plate, Trent Belli earns our Hot Take Sports Player of the Game, and obviously his play of the game was his bloop to right to bring in the run to take the lead at 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. So Trent Belli ended up going 2 for 4 in the night. He had his double off the wall, like we mentioned, which was a huge hit to kind of spark the game, really get the boys going. And then obviously his game-winning RBI, and then reached on error, as Brady told us. So overall, a pretty good game for the Locos. They ended up getting the win. It was kind of a struggle to start off. Walked 5 batters. The starter walked 5 batters. And I believe all of them in the first inning? 4 in the first inning?
They were all in the first inning.
Threw a grand total of 44 pitches in the bottom of the first, which is not an ideal start, but he did rally back, ended up pitching a solid 3 innings for the Locos, and only gave up those 3 runs that he gave up in the first.
Here's our interview with Trent Belli.
Matthew White from the Hot Take Sports Podcast, here with first baseman Trent Belli, 2 for 4 in the night, pair of RBIs. What was going through your head when you smashed that ball to right center?
Been struggling past few games, but just trying to get out in front of a ball where I can get my hands extended and through the zone, and I ended up connecting, and I got a barrel on the ball, and yeah, it went, and it felt good off the bat.
Yeah, nice crack. A couple feet to the right, you get it over that short fence, but you're just a little bit, that's right. Tomorrow, that one's going over.
Yep.
So, what was going through your head when you walk up to the plate? Runners on, bottom of the 8th inning,
Yep.
Your chance to win?
Yeah. I'm just thinking, the guy in front of me, he tried his best, but unfortunately he couldn't do it. So I just had to try and get a ball to the outfield and do my job, and I didn't try and do too much with it. Fell behind a bit in the count, but just found a way to get the ball into the outfield, and thankfully it dropped. So, yeah.
All right. So how do you and the boys go up from here?
We just got to keep finding a way to win the close games. We just got to keep being competitive in these close games and not let the games get too far away from us. We just got to keep bearing down, and hopefully we put a few wins together here.
All right. Are you used to an interview being this much shorter than you?
No, not quite. No. But it's not that bad of a height difference. I've definitely had worse for sure.
All right. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Any shout-outs for anybody at home on the team?
No, not really. No, just my mom and dad were here tonight, so that was good to get a good few hits in front of them. So shout out to my mom and dad and my 2 sisters at home, Lindsay and Julia. So yeah.
All right, thanks. This is Trent. I'm Matthew White, Hot Take Sports Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
And now for our meme of the game. There wasn't really anything player-wise tonight. However, I was on PA, so I got to introduce some new sounds to our live game experience. The Law and Order sound, that was in full effect. There's a couple other ones, but the Law and Order was prominent as essentially our new strikeout sound. The fans seem to like it. I was also referred to as UFC fighter or UFC announcer in my free time. So that was also kind of a meme because I am definitely not a UFC guy.
So like Brady said, really fun night up in the press box. Got to introduce some new sounds. Got to listen to a few chuckles from the crowd. Anything to make the game a little more fun and a little more exciting for the people watching. So like we said, we've already talked about the game, kind of given our thoughts. Next, we'll head to our interview with Coach Matt Fruto from after the game and kind of get his thoughts, rather, on the game and the upcoming game tomorrow against the Monarchs. Matthew White here, the Hot Take Sports Podcast, joined again by Coach Matt Fruto. Coach, what were your thoughts on the game tonight?
It was good to get that win. We had some guys come up clutch and get some good moments and get some clutch hits, and then we had some really good pitching performances tonight. So it was a good team win and good by all guys.
All right, so the Monarchs are currently up 10-7 on Jetbox right now. That's the team that we're playing tomorrow versus the team that's just ahead of us in the standings. What are your kind of thoughts from that going into tomorrow's game against the Monarchs?
Really, if we just take care of us, all the teams that we're going to play are going to be good. And really, it's just about showing up and playing you and being the best you can that day. And so each team in this league is capable of beating you. So you just got to play the game and just be your best. And if we can, we'll take care of ourselves.
All right. Any standout performances today?
I was really excited for Trent to get that clutch hit, and then Ryder to kind of get the extra run there to kind of finish. And then our pitching staff did a great job today and really shut him down. And we were able to get the clutch hits late to win.
All right, that was Coach Matt Fruto of the Lima Locos. Thank you very much. All right, and that was Coach Matt Fruto, head coach of the Lima Locos. Around the league tonight, there were 7 games that happened tonight, including the 6-4 win for the Lima Locos over the Grand Lake Mariners. Around the league, the Ohio Bison beat the Ohio Marlins 6-4. The Richmond Jazz beat the Xenia Scouts 11-8. The Sandusky Ice Haulers continue to stay hot. That's run started with the Lima Locos. They beat the Galleon Graders 15-1. Michigan Monarchs look like they will take the win over Jetbox tonight in a final score of 10-7. The Hamilton Joes beat the Cincinnati team 7-1. That's a major rivalry right there. And lastly, the Royal Oak Leprechauns beat the Muskegon Clippers 8-4.
This was the Lima Locos postgame show brought to you by Hot Take Sports. Follow us and the Lima Locos on all social medias. Us on Hot Take Sports on all your social media platforms. Now, for the Locos, Twitter is at Locos Baseball. Instagram is at Lima Locos Official. And on Facebook, you just have to search Lima Locos Baseball. Join us back at Simmons Field June 17th. As the Locos take on the Michigan Monarchs at 7:05. There's no theme tomorrow night. Nice little off night, as the home game following that is Father's Day. And I guess Father's Day can't really be a theme, but it is for us.
Bring your dads to the ballpark. Buy him a hot dog.
Our world
Give
famous
him the money to buy a beer.
That's great. Yeah, especially if there's a beer van or $1 off. There you go, dads. Nice beer at the ballpark. Nothing like it. All right. So we'll see you next time. And remember, we are all aboard.